Hey, if we haven't met before, my name is Corey, and I'm a practitioner who guides clients to true health and healing by helping them rebalance their body. I get to teach my clients how to go back to the foundations of health and how to identify the limiting thought beliefs that are often keeping them stuck. I equip and empower them to walk into a life that they love. If you're like most people, at some point in your life, you've probably had blood work drawn. And one of those panels that was drawn was probably included a BMP, or basic metabolic panel. So this panel looks at things of minerals and electrolytes like sodium, potassium, calcium, and if you had a good doc, they probably added on a magnesium level to check that as well. Minerals are foundational to every process that happens in your body. So they are the building blocks for things like hormones, for things like gut, and nothing can happen without them. I want you to think of minerals as the keys that start the car. If you don't have the right mineral levels, the car's not going to be starting. And the same is true in your body. If you don't have the minerals that you need in the appropriate ratios, things aren't going to be working how they're meant to work. I can also think that it's probably safe to assume at some point you haven't been feeling well and you went to the doctor because things just felt off. So they did some blood work, oftentimes checking a BMP, and you got the phone call saying, hey, I don't know what's wrong. Everything on your lab work looked normal. It looked great. And yet at the end of the day, you didn't feel great and you didn't know what was going on. Today, I want to share with you the 3 reasons why the blood work that your doctor draws oftentimes isn't going to tell you why you don't feel well. Okay, so reason number 1 why the blood work that your doctor draws is not going to give you answers to the reasons that you don't feel good is because blood work is simply a snapshot in time. Think about it this way. You go into the lab, they put the needle in your arm and take the blood sample that they need. That's a picture of what is happening in your body at that exact moment in time. Your body is smart. It's fearfully, wonderfully made. It is meant to be in balance. Same as like your blood pressure or your heart rate, your vital signs. So your body is always working to maintain that blood pressure or that heart rate in that certain range that it's meant to be in. And it's going to do whatever it can to keep it in that range. The same is true with your blood and the minerals in your blood, that your body's going to do whatever it needs to keep those minerals in range that they need to be at in the bloodstream. So that means it's going to take what it has too much of and it's going to push it out of the blood into the tissues, and it's going to take what it doesn't have enough of and it's going to pull it from the tissues into the blood to maintain that homeostasis. So therefore, when you're taking that blood sample at that moment in time, it's going to most times show that it has the appropriate levels of minerals that it needs at that time. To give you an example, I worked in an ER for over 7 years. I drew a lot of blood work while I was there. And it was really rare to see someone who had abnormal lab values of those minerals. Again, because your body's so smart, it is always working to maintain that balance. The person who didn't have those mineral levels that they were needed were the patients who were critically ill and were going to the intensive care unit. So again, that blood work that your doctor draws is only going to be that snapshot in time when your body is working to maintain homeostasis. All right, here we are with the second reason why the blood work that your doctor draws isn't going to give you the answers you're looking for when you don't feel well. We're going to go back again to point number 1, and that blood work is just a snapshot in time. So again, your body's always looking to maintain homeostasis, and the blood work that the doctor draws is only going to give you a face value of what's happening on those different minerals. So that's your sodium, your magnesium, potassium, and that face value can be good. It can give us information, are sodium levels too high? Are they too low? Magnesium levels too high, too low? Are they right in the middle where we want to be? But what really matters is actually the ratio between the different minerals. So again, that sodium and magnesium level, they can look well and pretty, in the normal range that we'd like, but the ratio of sodium to magnesium could actually be on the really low end. And this is what tells us that the adrenals are actually running slower than what they should be. It's going to give us a reason why someone is feeling really sluggish, why they may have low blood sugar issues, or even why they're dealing all the time with seasonal allergies. So again, this is something, that ratio, that traditional blood work is not going to show you when you have that done. Here we are with the third reason why the lab work that your doctor checks isn't going to tell you why you don't feel good. So traditional lab work does not find metals that are happening in the body. It would be naive to think that we live in a world that we aren't impacted by toxic metals, but the truth and the reality is they are impacting us each and every day. In the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the food that we eat, the medications that we take, metals are impacting us, and they are one of the big contributors for illness, for premature aging, and genetic defects. So your body, again, is smart, right? It's always working to do the best it can to maintain homeostasis and to protect itself. So any metals that it's coming into contact with, it's pulling out of the bloodstream and storing them away in tissues where they aren't going to be circulating and impacting your essential organs, like your heart and your brain and your lungs. So the traditional lab work that your doctor is drawing is not going to be finding those toxic metals that are having a direct impact on your health and well-being. All right, it would be easy to sit here and think, wow, Corey, that was really depressing. How am I ever supposed to know now why I don't feel good and why I feel the way that I do if the blood work that my doctor is drawing isn't going to help me? I want to share with you about a HTMA test, and that stands for hair tissue mineral analysis test. This is only one facet of what I use in working with clients directly one-on-one, but it's a powerful tool that gives us so much information that I'm then able to take and work with my clients to help them heal and rebalance their bodies. So a hair tissue mineral analysis test is just that. It takes tissue, your hair, and it analyzes it, and it gives us information about what's been happening in your body over about a 3-month period of time. So again, we talked about how traditional lab work is just that snapshot in time, whereas hair, that tissue, gives us a 3-month window of what's been happening in your body. And this is such valuable information because not only does it give us those levels of certain minerals in your body that are key factors for making things happen, but it will also give us the ratios of what those different minerals and how they're interacting together. And then in addition, that hair tissue mineral analysis will also pick up heavy metals or metals of any kind that are present in the body that may be impacting your health and you just don't know it. So I love the hair tissue mineral analysis because again, it gives us a broad picture over about a 3-month period of time of what's been happening in your body. It tells us the ratios of how those different minerals are interacting together. And then it tells us the information if there's toxic metals that are actually impacting your health. So a good way to think about it, and that really resonates with a lot of people, is you could check your blood sugar and have a good reading at that 1 second in time. Yet if you were to check your A1C, that actually tells you where your blood sugar or blood glucose has been over about a 3-month period of time. And the same is true for the hair tissue mineral analysis test. Again, it's going to tell us where those electrolytes have been, those minerals have been over that 3-month period of time, and it's so valuable in gaining information to help you know what's going on in your body and then being able to take steps to help your body heal. So I loved being able to share this information with you. Definitely, if you have questions, drop them below. Let me know because I'd want to be able to answer them for you. And feel free to reach out if you ever want to talk about hair tissue mineral analysis in more depth. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.